All right, folks, we are ready to call to order the July 12th, 2023 meeting of the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is now called to order. If everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is charged with conducting hearings to determine whether an alleged violation of the city code has occurred. Decisions made by this quasi-judicial board will be based on the evidence and facts presented this evening. Our meetings are conducted in accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, and each case will begin with the city presenting its evidence of the alleged violation. The respondent will then present his or her case. Both parties will have an opportunity to cross-examine all witnesses. The board members may question any witness. Comments by both parties must be relevant to the case. Persons wishing to speak shall be given an opportunity to do so by the chair and must address the board from the podium after giving their name and address. Upon request, copies of materials submitted by staff are available for review. Board members are reminded to obtain permission to speak from the chair, and questions of the city should be directed to the attorney for the city. At this time, I'd like to ask all persons who expect to give testimony tonight to please stand and be sworn in by the city clerk. Yes, both. Are both of you going to speak tonight? Okay. Okay. Oh, hang on a second.
You put your hand down for now.
Opportunity to.
I think we will speak. Just sign in.
Yeah, I couldn't see her.
It appears she's by herself, so it's going to be a little more difficult.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony or evidence you're about to give or present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
Thank you. Okay, this time I'd like to go over our ex parte communications. I'd like to ask all board members if they've had any ex parte communications regarding any matters coming before the Code Enforcement Board this evening. If you've had verbal communications, please disclose the sum and substance of the communications, when and where the communications occurred, and with whom it occurred. If you receive written communications, please disclose the nature of the communications and provide a copy to the city clerk to be filed in the record. Starting with you, Rod.
I've had none.
I've had one communication from a friend of mine that called me and asked me if, in one of the cases tonight, if they could contact the code officer and ask them if they could be of assistance.
Is it for new cases or for?
No, it's the.
All right, why don't we get into more detail on that before we bring up?
Because I think there might be a couple others.
Yes.
So what, I would suggest, as you're saying, Chair, that when we come to that case, we'll.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have also received verbal communications from, not from the same person, but from others on that particular case. So we'll get into detail when we get to that case.
I have had, with the same case, conversations with others during the same case. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the only one who can vote.
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay, so no one's had any active communications for any of the new cases that are coming before us tonight? Okay, very good. It looks as though you're going to get your wish tonight. We're going to go in order for the first time in a long time. So we'll start with case number, well, we'll probably go a little bit out of order. We'll probably do the first new case, 230793, and then we'll go to unfinished business and do, I think it's case 0734, is that right? So we are going to be going out of order. But before we do that, we have to approve the minutes. Did everybody get a chance to review the minutes of June 14, 2023?
Yes.
Does anybody have any additions, changes, or edits? Seeing none, I'll entertain.
Can I I just make one comment?
Yes.
When I was reviewing them again today, I did notice that there were a couple of motions where I didn't add board member Tamimi, so I did add him to those motions.
Board member,
Tamimi?
oh, Samir.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
did add them, I just wanted to let you know that they were
Okay,
added to the,
okay. So the record is currently correct.
they are correct.
Okay, very good, thank you. Any other edits? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. On to the first case, case number 230793.
Case number 230793, City versus Delencia Victoria Olson for the property located at 9706 Triple Oaks Road. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 8-10213C, roof maintained in good repair. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by me on February 9th, 2023 for a tarp on the roof which shows it is not being maintained in sound condition and can allow the entrance of moisture. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of March 9th, 2023. My reinspection on April 12th showed no change, so a notice of violation was generated on that date with a reinspection date of May 7th. Posted a notice at the residence, and the notice was also posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the address of the owner of record. I received an email from the resident on May 1st stating she had a tree damage the roof and there was difference of opinion on the repair costs with the insurance company, so she had retained an attorney to try and resolve the issue. The resident did ask for an extension, which I granted for 1 month. I'd like to submit an email of that into evidence.
We'll accept that, thank you.
Where was I?
Tell us about the email you got from.
Yeah, that's where I was, exactly. On June 22nd, my reinspection showed no change, so I prepared a notice of hearing on that date, and the case was scheduled for the July Municipal Code Board meeting. The resident did also contact me later saying that she had gotten everything resolved with the insurance company, but there was an issue with the HOA having to approve the color of the shingles, which has also now been resolved. And so I'd like to submit a photographic evidence on the site taken by myself on April 12th and June 22nd.
We'll accept those, thank you.
Page of the email, I'm sorry.
That's a different email?
No, same email. Just got wedged between my
first-
photos.
Oh, this is the first.
First page. Yeah.
The first exhibit shows the posting of the notice of violation, and exhibit number 2, you can barely see the blue tarp on the top of the roof because the the damage was on the back of the site. And the site's not in compliance, and I am seeking a ruling, and the resident is here, and I'm sure she'd like to speak.
Okay,
I don't know if she'd like to, but she's going to.
just, hold on, we'll get to you. We'll see if, any questions for the code officer?
So it's just recent? How recent the, our
February 9th.
February?
Yeah, the damage was probably in, I don't know exactly when it was. Oh, February 3rd. Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
So it's been a little while, but actually for an insurance case, it's kind of moved along pretty quickly.
The other ones
You all
we've seen,
remember
yeah,
the one gentleman that came about a year ago for 6 or 7 months in a row, it seemed like, so.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions for the code officer? Thank you. Come on up, state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Dulcinea Victoria Olson. My address is 8706 Triple Oaks Road, Temple Terrace. Yesterday I emailed a response letter. Is it okay if I just read that
Sure.
aloud? I also have a packet that's all compiled and stapled together. Can I admit that at one
If
time?
you'd like to, sure.
Okay, I'll do that now. I also have copies for every member. Should I admit all of them?
Why don't you give them all to Ernie?
Okay.
Ernie will take a quick glance at them, and then he'll distribute them. Just to make sure they're all the same. Not that they wouldn't be, but
I understand.
we have procedures to follow. You can continue while he's looking.
Thank you. Okay. Dear Municipal Enforcement Board, please consider this letter my response to the notice of violation, which is scheduled for hearing today by the Municipal Code Enforcement Board, Agenda Item C1. I would like to take the opportunity to provide you with information as to what caused the violation and advise you of the steps that I've taken in order to make the necessary repairs to my roof, of which I have documentation in the folders. On February 3rd, 2023, unexpectedly and without warning, a tree fell on the roof of my home, leaving what I would describe as a great big hole, exposing the interior of my home to the elements and causing a great deal of other damage, including a broken truss. I immediately filed an insurance claim within 10 minutes. My homeowner's insurance company had the roof professionally tarped. The tree fell at around 11 a.m. and the roof was tarped by 4 p.m. that day. I also contacted the HOA management company as the tree was a part of the common area. There was an exchange of communication for several weeks about who the tree actually belonged to. I was informed that they would not take responsibility and that since the tree had rot from the inside, there was nothing they would do. Due to the severe damage to the roof, I was immediately displaced from my home, as I am currently today. As a single individual, this was a severe hardship to me. The expense of the special tarp and finding temporary housing was certainly not in my budget plan, nor was I prepared for the complications that would follow in trying to get my roof and home repaired. Complications from an insurance company that would not pay, from trying to find a contractor that would do the work, and issues with my own HOA. On February 7th, 2023, interior mitigation of my home began, including drywall, flooring, and dehumidifiers. On February 8th, the insurance company field adjuster came to inspect the damage. While waiting for the field inspector's report, I began searching for a contractor to make the repairs. This process took much longer than expected. I contacted numerous contractors and was unable to find someone who could assist me, and finally on March 6th, I retained the services of Green Construction for full restoration for exterior and interior work. On March 8th, the insurance company returned with its cash offer of $10,055.17 for the cost of full restoration, which was substantially lower than the estimated repair costs. Being fully aware that the cost of the repairs would be significantly higher, I had to consult with an attorney. I had a consultation with an attorney on March 13th to find what options were available to me. On March 14th, the contractor came to my home to inspect final areas needed to finalize their estimate. The contractor provided a final estimate on March 17th in the amount of $59,103.43 for full restoration. On March 20th, I retained the legal services of attorney Paul R. Perkins, and the attorney immediately began negotiating for the full amount and the cost of the contractor services to complete the work. On April 29th, 2023, I emailed code enforcement, updating them on the situation after I received my second violation notice, dated April 12th. On May 4th, 2023, during my school's field day, I was in the middle of a dodgeball game. It was a very momentous moment. The insurance company I agreed to a pre-suit agreement for payment on the work, and I informed the contractor immediately. Immediately following my phone conversation, I called the contractor. As the contractor has other projects scheduled ahead of mine, it wasn't until June 8th that the contractor was able to meet with me to make roof selections. However, on that day, I was informed that I needed to obtain written approval from the HOA, approving the shingle color before the shingles could be ordered, and that was for the own liability of my contractor. On June 9th, I contacted this is incorrect, it's the HOA's manager, the management company's manager, for approval and guidance because there was not an appropriate approval form on the HOA's portal. On the same day, I received the final check from my insurance company. Once I finally received the requested form from the HOA, I submitted the form on the HOA portal with all of the needed information by June 19th. There were some additional issues with the request as they claimed I did not provide the shingle color information, which had been done in the submission. It was on a separate page, page 2, and the administrative assistant had failed to scroll down to see the second page. According to the HOA, they had a 21-day approval process that the committee reserved. I asked that they try to expedite it as there was a hole in my roof and was told that it would likely take the full 21 days. On July 5th, I went to check on my property, collect my mail, and water my plants, and I received the hearing notice dated June 22nd. On July 6th, I finally received the official letter notifying me of the approval of my shingle color. I immediately informed my contractor, and I am now waiting for a date on the shingles, as they do not schedule until the shingles are received. I've been told by the contractor that they expect that they can begin the project within 2 weeks and that the work is expected to take 2 days to repair. Please understand that I've taken every possible step to try and have the repairs made to my property, and I truly do understand the importance of the city's ordinances. I do not take lightly my responsibilities as a homeowner. I'm a school teacher, and I fully understand the need to comply with rules. However, the damage caused to my home, which was by no fault of my own, has not only caused me to be displaced, but I've also lost personal items. Nothing could have prepared me for the stress of having to hire an attorney, basically to force my insurance company to cover the cost of the work. I've been at the mercy of not only my insurance company, but my HOA and the contractor, and I am making every effort to bring this code enforcement violation to compliance. No one more than I would like these repairs to be completed so that I can finally move back into my home, which I am still required to make mortgage payments on while having to pay for other living arrangements. I would kindly and most respectfully request that the city and code enforcement allow me an additional 30 days to get the final repairs made to my home and my roof and bring this violation into compliance without any fees being assessed that would cause me additional financial burden beyond my means. Thank you for your consideration in this matter.
Thank you. Any questions for the respondent? Go ahead.
So when you say an additional 30 days, you mean from today to the next meeting? 'Cause, you know, we generally grant 30 days to get the work done
Yes, sir.
till the next meeting, so, okay, thanks.
And I would like to commend you. This is probably one of the most organized
Thank you.
cases that we've seen, at least in my life, my time up here. And as the code officer said earlier, I think your diligence has paid off, because typically, we don't see the progress that you're seeing. I know it seems a lot slower to you because
Right.
you're displaced, but typically it moves a lot slower than yours has.
Yeah, I've been very grateful.
And I think that has a lot to do with your tenacity and your organization, and again, I commend you.
I think my insurance company would say something very similar in not as kind words. I appreciate that.
So, and I think your students are probably very lucky to have you.
Thank you.
What do you teach?
I teach 7th and 8th grade language arts,
Where?
Benito Middle School in New Tampa.
Okay. Any questions for the respondent? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do it.
Okay.
In case number 23-0793, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exists on the property located at 8706 Triple Oaks Road with the applicable code of Section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer, Doug Allen, and all witnesses, other witnesses, along with any evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violation be corrected on or before August 9, 2023. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before the date, they are ordered to pay a fine for each of every day that violation continue past the date for this compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. So what that means is you have been found in violation, that you have until August 9th to bring the roof into compliance. If the roof is not brought into compliance by August 9th, a fine of $25 per day will begin to accrue. However, if something comes up, supply chain issues, your contractor, it rains every day until then, whatever, come back to us on August 9th, and you can ask for an extension.
Okay.
Okay? No guarantees, but if you plead your case, and this board will vote on an extension.
With this package, we'll give her another extension.
Okay, so good luck. Hopefully it all goes according to plan,
Hopefully you won't see me.
Yeah, and you're back in your house, and good luck.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
any questions?
No.
Okay. If you have any questions in the interim, feel free to call your code officer, okay? Okay? Thanks again. Okay, we're gonna move on to old business. Case number 230734. And before we get started, I know two or three of us have some ex parte communications to explain, but I would like to have the neighbor, if the neighbor could step up to the podium for a moment? Yeah, you.
And I don't believe,
She's sworn in.
Sworn in, no.
She hasn't been sworn, let's get her sworn in. Okay. Just raise your right hand.
Just raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony or evidence you are about to give or present is the truth, the whole truth, or nothing but the truth?
Okay. Come on, I want to explain a couple things to you. Tonight's going to be a little bit different than you've seen in the past. We're not going to sit here for 20 minutes listening to her tell us she needs more time. Okay, and I'm telling you because it would be difficult to tell her. So I'm counting on you to explain that to her, okay? That the only thing that we want to hear tonight is anything that's different than what she's already told us. If nothing has changed, if it's just going to be, I need more time, she might as well not even stand up, okay? Because we've heard this over and over again, and we're all well aware of her circumstance. We're all well aware of the problem out there, and we're all well aware of what needs to be done to remedy it. So unless she has something new to tell us, I'm not going to let her sit up here for another 15 minutes and just keep telling us she needs more time.
I'm not aware of anything new.
Okay? All right? Then just, there's no sense in her even getting up to the podium then. Unless, well, Aaron's going to tell me I need to anyway.
well, I give that opportunity, but I think it's important now to talk with, with the disclosures.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that, yeah. So starting with you, Bill.
So I had a friend call me, and his wife had watched the code board meeting, and they wanted to reach out to her and to offer some help in cleaning up her property. And I gave him Doug Allen's phone number, which is public knowledge. It's on the, and I don't know if I haven't heard nothing further from that person. I don't know if he contacted Doug. I don't know anything else other than that. So I dropped it as soon as I gave him the.
Doug Shagy, you haven't received any communications from them? Okay.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. Okay. Board member Snelling said that he received a call after the last.
Ernie, you can't hear the,
I know, I saw.
yeah.
After the board member Snelling said after the last meeting, someone had been watching it on television, called him to offer to provide help to you. He directed that call to the code enforcement officer. Just wanted to make you aware of that he had that discussion. Okay? All right. And then I believe Chair Pogorlich also.
And I had family members that were helping me all
Okay.
along.
Okay, well, I just wanted to let you know, they're making disclosures, let you know that they talked about your case. They had
Okay.
received calls on your case.
Okay.
And Chair Pogorlich.
Okay, so after the last meeting, I got in contact with the code director, Tom Baroni, and suggested to him that maybe one of the civic groups in the city would come out and help her. And he called the Rotary Club. And the Rotary Club, I understand, called the respondent at least once and left a voicemail. And they had not heard, at least as of Monday, had not heard back from the respondent.
Did you hear that? Okay. Chair Pogorlich had contacted the director of code enforcement to reach out to the Rotary Club to see if they could help you. And he did, and supposedly the Rotary Club said they called you and left a message to see if they could help you, and you had not called
They
back.
left, code enforcement called and left a message. That's the only message I got.
Okay, you didn't get a call from Rotary?
No.
Okay.
Well, then that call from Tom probably was to let her know that the Rotary Club was willing to help her.
Did the code enforcement call let you know that the Rotary Club was willing to help you?
I don't remember. All I know is that somebody named Tina called
Okay,
and told me that if I needed help,
the Rotary,
to call back,
okay,
you know?
okay, well,
And I had members of the family, helping me.
all right. Okay, well, again, the purpose of all this is to let you know that some members of the board were trying to find you help. So they
Okay.
had communications with
Okay.
others about your case to try and
Okay.
find you help.
Ernie, I think,
And I appreciate it.
I think he wanted to clarify something.
To clarify, reference to Rotary Club, they did contact Director Baroni. Director Baroni then had our administrative assistants reach out to the
Yeah, Tina,
Testis
right?
Secas
Yeah.
to ask if they were willing to accept the help for the Rotary Club to come to the property. As of that time, there has been no callback whatsoever.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, then we got one more.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
One more. I thought about the Boy Scouts, contacted a Cub Scout troop, because there's no Temple Terrace Boy Scout troop. And then contacted her neighbor here, to see if that was something that she would consider. And our conversation was that no, she was going to have family members help her out.
All right. And board member D'Angelo had also reached out to the Cub Scouts to try and offer assistance. And I believe that, I'm sorry, did you say the assistance was offered and was denied?
No, I talked with the,
And she talked to your neighbor.
And I told her about it, and she said no, she was going to have some family members come and help her, so she didn't
Well, just
accept
wanted
it.
to let you know that the board members who are gonna be making a decision had some discussions regarding your situation and trying to get you some help.
I have help for my family,
Well, I just wanted you to know that they had those discussions.
because I am a very private person.
Understood,
And
understood.
you know, going through all my things and all that, I don't mind family members doing it, and they've been helping me.
Ernie, why don't we,
I understand.
yeah,
The key to
And I
this was,
appreciate it,
yeah.
and I appreciate it immensely, but I'm a very private person.
that's understood. All that's really happening here is I want you to be aware that there had been discussions.
And I appreciate it very much.
All right, and then I just wanna poll the board.
Okay.
In light of the fact you've had discussions on this, do you feel you can still be a fair and impartial decision maker regarding what's going to be a request for more time?
Yes.
yes.
I do. Okay,
I just asked the board if they could still be fair and impartial decision makers when you make your request, and they said yes.
okay, so is she here tonight to ask for additional time?
Were you here to ask for additional time? Is that what, did you want to ask for additional time?
Well, I had,
Yep.
want me to go with it?
Yeah, go out there, name and address first,
That's
please.
for the microphone.
Okay. All right.
I have, you know, I've
Name and
I've
address
done-
first. Your name
Oh,
and address.
Alicia Testaseca, 9804 North 55th Street. No, I was, up here telling you that I have done a lot of work. The driveway looks fantastic. Olivia, my friend Olivia, took some pictures of it. I still have areas to work on, and Monday I have a lot of stuff going out. I have this little junk guy that's going to take a lot of stuff, and I've been putting it aside for him, and I'm still continuing to work. I'm still continuing to work, but I mean I understand the board has to do what they have to do, but I am telling you that it looks a lot better. And I have really, really been working ever since I left here, and I've had help from family members, which are which are willing and they're going to continue to work with me and until it's perfection. That's all I can say, and I'm very happy for it, because I don't mind, I don't mind them working with me. They're family members, but and I really appreciate what you all have tried to do. But I'm a very private person. I just I appreciate everything, but I don't. My problem is I just don't like, strangers going through my house and my stuff and all that. I just can't see that. So my family is on the ball and they're helping me, and you just don't know the difference that it's made. And like I said, my friend has taken some pictures here. If you want to see the driveway, it's nice. A lot of stuff has been taken away in the time that I've left here the last time to this time, really diligently trying to work on this. And if you care to see any of the pictures, I mean, you can take a look at the driveway. I really have worked a lot to get it to this point, and for you all to make me happy, to be happy with me, and know that I'm not, I'm working very hard at it.
Thank you.
And not,
Can I ask her?
You have a question for her?
Yeah, just
Okay, we have one, Ernie, we have one question.
one question, so you can try. Just how much longer does she feel like she would need to complete to come into compliance?
How much longer do you think you'll need to bring it, to have it all cleaned up to the, to where the code enforcement can come out?
Well, let's see. As far as the front is concerned, the things that really have to be cleaned up are and I've started, and my family members and I started. It's behind the curtains that they want all that cleaned up. We started on one side and the other, and like I said, I've thrown out a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to think, and I appreciate it. I mean, I appreciate it that you have given me this time. But when I first had the first meeting here, I said it's going to take me, way into the end of the year before I get everything, going, because of me at the time. I was the only one doing the work. But now that I have help, it's different.
How much more time do you think you need?
So I would say, I don't know. I would say no more than another month to get it all in shape and be back up here again and tell you it's done.
Okay.
And I don't have to come back here anymore. And not that I don't like you guys or anything like that, but it's very intimidating it's still very intimidating to me to see that little white truck come by and come by again and come by. I mean, it makes me so nervous. It makes me so, you all don't understand how
We do understand.
how intimidating that is to me, and like I'm being stalked. I'm sorry, that's the way I feel, and I will continue to feel that way,
Okay.
because I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do, and it's like somebody is there, like
This is what I'm talking about. We're not gonna, we need to,
it's just
Teresa, they wanna vote on it now, they're trying to get you to,
okay.
so they can vote on it.
I appreciate it.
before we vote, I wanna have the code officer come back up.
Status on it.
Yeah.
They're not stalking her, they're doing their job.
Yes, sir.
So, in your opinion, has there been any progress? Has there been the driveway in the pristine condition that's been explained to us? And
I don't know that I would say the driveway is in pristine condition, but it is in better condition than it was in the beginning of the process by far.
So there has been some progress.
Has been some progress.
Can I
Go ahead, sure.
based on whatever progress has been accomplished, do you feel like that she could complete this in 30 days? I mean, anything's possible, but I mean, do you, based on what progress has been made?
I would think that the driveway could more than likely be cleaned up within 30 days if she continues at the
But
pace that she
in
has.
order to come in compliance, we got a carport issue and a front door issue, right?
Correct.
And
And
Any
the,
progress on those two areas?
Well,
You
the-
can, when he's done.
yeah, the site's posted no trespassing, so as far as we can go is the street curb, so it's really kind of hard to tell due to tarps and things on the carport area, how much progress, if any, has been made on in the carport.
Okay, thanks.
Go ahead, Rod.
Doug, can you remind me with what, I'm now, I feel like that driveway would be done, but what do we have on the carport? What kind of material do we have there?
Well, there's tarps on the sides of the carport, so it's really hard, we can't really see, we can see that the tarps are somewhat bulging out from something, but we couldn't tell you what the items are.
You wanna show your photographs?
Sure.
And while you're at it, remind us when this all started.
Yes,
90
that's true.
days.
That's my other question.
It's been 90 days.
It's been more than that. It's been more than that.
We gave her 60 and then we gave her
But it
30.
started,
Been here about 90 days now.
Yeah,
Yeah, 90 days now with the extensions, but it's been longer than 3 months. I mean, when did you first,
oh yeah, there had to, probably was at least a 30,
so we're looking at 5, 6, at least 5 or 6 months, right?
4 to 4.5 months or
1.5 months?
more.
Yeah.
We do have some photos of the carport area that might help
I'm just
at
trying
least
to,
visualize what we're talking about.
Cause they're not, we do have them on.
yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, great.
First two photos
Oh,
were
okay.
taken on the 15th by Director Baroni. The last 4 were taken by me today, this afternoon.
okay.
Okay, so where the tarps are at, that's the carport area you're. Correct.
What time, Jose?
The tarps are a violation when
3 o'clock.
you have tarps like that. It's a violation.
It looks like there's trash bags back there.
There are.
You see one of them protruding.
These is still the same. That's my question to you. Still the same, the carport.
To see what's there because the tarp.
Yeah.
Is there any way for you to look up the notice of violation date? Okay, go ahead, take your time. I'm gonna have her go look up the notice of violation date. Just bear with us a second.
Is that a carport or a porch?
It's a carport with tarps on it.
Porch.
It's the drive-in this way,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And this is,
Which ones are those are the most recent ones?
yeah, it's the same. Same.
Yeah, but the carport, on this one, I think. I mean, the driveway's on this one. Okay. Okay.
Is a cardboard or is it a lanai that she's storing things on?
They asked those guys.
Well-
Looks like a carport to me.
They're calling it a carport,
Yeah, because it's in the front of the house.
right.
I wish she would accept help.
February 8th? Okay,
It's 5 months almost.
so 5.5 months. Okay, so it's been 5.5 months from start to now, with with 2 extensions, right?
This, yes.
Yeah.
Well, at the initial meeting, you gave her 60 days.
Well, right, okay, right, and then we gave her 30 days at the last meeting, so we've given her 3 months extension already.
Correct.
And Director Baroni's requesting no further extensions.
Okay,
We cannot stipulate that she accept help to get it,
no, we can't force it, it's our property, can't force her to, no.
Already tried that.
because I'll be comfortable giving her 30 days, but 30 days, nothing is gonna happen. With,
I'm with you.
I wish she
But
would,
the question is, what's going to be different?
I wish she would
How's it
accept
gonna be
some
different?
help. I don't know
Well, it's,
She can direct the people to.
well, she hasn't even asked for an extension. She needs to formally ask for an extension before we can vote on.
Are you asking for another extension of time?
She mentioned 30 days.
Well, she could have it done in 30 days.
If I can have it, if I can have it, I'll be glad to take it and finish up the job. Like I said, it's the curtain, the things behind the curtain that I have to, do, and the, the doorway, from that point around, because I've done everything else. And then then they're
Okay.
taking, the stuff that's not.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, and it, just so you know, it looks like there's still a few things on the driveway, all right? And talk to Inspector Allen on what all
What's
needs to
on,
be taken.
what things on,
Talk to the, yeah.
After the hearing.
Okay, so,
because she's got the pictures that she can show you.
Let me, where are those photographs at?
David,
Right up there.
she should know also that the director, Baroni, isn't moving, she's not here that.
all right, so to summarize where we're at, the notice of violation on this particular property was February 8th of 2023. We have, through the extension process, giving her a total of 90 days extension thus far. She is here tonight to ask for another 30 days. That is the question to this board, whether or not you want to give her another 30 days. Although Mr. Baroni is not here, it is his wish that we do not give another extension, that the 90 days that we've already given is enough. Again, I will remind you that at least 2 or 3 different organizations have offered their help. She has not accepted that help, saying that she's a private person and will only accept the help of relatives, which I assume that she now has, because that's what she said. So with all that, it's in your hands, whether or not you want to give her another extension or not.
You want do we need a motion?
We need a motion one way or the other. The request has been made, and either a motion to give another extension or a motion to not give another extension.
Okay. So are we ready?
Yes, sir.
I move in case number 23-0734 for the property located at 904 North 55th Street for code section violations 10-34 and 12-912 subsection 2, that we deny any further extensions.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second? No second, motion fails. We need a motion.
Yeah, I want to state it for this. I know, I understand.
Make the motion, and then we'll have discussion.
Yes, I move that we extend it for the property located at the 9804 North 55th Street. We extend it for 1 month, and that would be my last motion on that.
What's the motion is to extend it.
To
for
extend
30
it
days.
30 days till our next meeting on August 9th, 2023.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
I mean, I know that Tom would like us not to, but it appears that she now has consistent help from her grandsons, I believe, or family members, that it's been more consistent. She has made much more progress than the last time, so it's moving in the right direction. But if she can't, but I agree, if she can't do it in another 30 days, that extensions are not to be given.
And I apologize to our director. We'll give her 1 more month. I know it's tough, but I stick with my.
Well, I don't normally chime in, but I'm going to chime in on this one. Again, this started back in November. This board has given her 90 days already. I appreciate the fact that she's now, I guess, taking it more seriously and getting some help. Obviously, nobody wants to put undue hardship on our residents. As much as I would love to agree with Bill, and part of me does. I, you know, 30 more days, it's not gonna, unless there's a fire or something in the interim, then we're all gonna regret it,
Yes, and the hurricane.
or a hurricane or something. But I think the respondent needs to understand that if this particular motion passes and she gets another 30 days, there will probably likely be no more extensions. That she needs to truly understand that and take it seriously. And if she's got help, make wise use of that help, and stay in touch with the code directors or code enforcement officers to ensure that at the end of the 30 days she is truly in compliance. So if you can get that message to her, that would be wonderful.
The end of 30 days.
The end of 30 days, the likelihood of her getting another extension doesn't seem likely, and that she needs to make sure that at the end of that 30 days that she is in compliance, which means she's going to have to stay in communication with the code officers. Go ahead, Ernie.
Just to be clear, it's really till August 9th, which is less than 30 days, but, so they've given an extension until August 9th.
Well, we haven't done it yet. We haven't voted yet.
We gotta vote on it.
And we had,
Motion is
Jo-
for August.
David, if you could
Sorry
also
about that.
inform her,
Didn't mean to get
we're
that.
worried about her safety too, in the meanwhile,
Yeah,
that 30
so.
days.
So if there's no other discussion, we're going to take a roll call vote, starting with Rod.
Aye.
Bill?
Nay.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-1. And,
Sorry, Bill.
Has to be done.
Our hearts,
It's a free country.
yeah.
yeah, no, and like I said, I'm split on this. I just,
I think we all are. Because last time I would have liked to have given her 60. But
First time 60.
Right, and at this point, that will begin August 10th, if you haven't cleaned it up by August 9th.
And and how do you pay that fee?
Well, you can't pay it until you get it fixed, and then you'll talk to the clerk, the city clerk about it.
Okay, so August 9th, I have to come back here again?
It's up to you.
No, I
It
mean,
has to be cleaned up by August 9th. If you have it cleaned up by August 9th, you will not have to come back. You'll contact Inspector
Alan?
Allen, thank you. And he'll come out and hopefully it'll all be cleaned up and will give
Carport
you-
cleared.
He'll
Yeah.
comply it out. But if you have any questions, contact him in the meantime. They're there to help you, all right?
Ernie, she has to understand also it's a day, it's gonna be a daily fine. She thinks it's
Yes.
only one fine. It's gonna
You
accumulate.
understand that if it's not done by August 9th, the $25 is $25 a day, right? You understand that?
so so
it's cleaned up.
until it's cleaned up.
Yeah.
So who does she contact? What is
Inspector Allen,
Inspector Allen?
yes. And he can provide, do you have a card, Doug? No. Okay,
So,
he'll give you the phone number when we're done here.
so what she should do is do what she has to do. When she thinks it's in compliance, get a hold of Inspector Allen. He'll come out and say, this still needs to be done, or that still, or it looks beautiful, thank you very much, we're done. He'll guide her on what needs to be done in order to bring it in compliance. If that property is not in compliance on August 9th, starting August 10th, it's $25 per day, every day, until, does that include weekends? Okay, 7 days a week, until it's brought into compliance. So after 4 days, it's $100. After 6 days, it's $150, and so forth and so on. And it continues forever until it's brought into compliance.
I think she knows that. She's aware of it.
Okay. All right, good luck. We're done for now. Thank you. Good luck. All right, we're back to the second case under hearings, 230979. We're not?
no, we had a couple people show up.
Oh. You snuck in on us. What case number?
Matter
Get sworn in.
221311.
All right, so it's the first case under unfinished business.
She was sworn in.
She has to be sworn in too, I think.
She was sworn in when Mr. Tedesco.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, Art.
Respondent is here. You have anything to say? Come on up. Yep. State your name and address for the record. Let's get this party on. Let's go.
Good afternoon. My name is Dunia Ramirez Kadarsev with the 5106 East 122nd Avenue, Temple Terrace. Since the last time that we talked, I needed to get the plumbing application to get the permit for the remodeling. So as for now, we already did that. We already had the remodeling permit, and we had done some jobs, like whatever we can do. But the problem, I said before that we need electricity because we need to remove some tiles from the old house. But we do need electricity to start. So my electrical guy, I have personal calls several times to see if I can get any information about the inspection, because it needs to be an inspection from the city on the electrical pole that is already set up in order to the TECO company go and turn on the power. And because I don't know why they cannot give me any information, only to electrical guy, even though I'm the homeowner, but I understand. So the electrical guy got a hold on them. They've been trying to get an inspection schedule from the city, and they don't give him an inspection because they say the electrical post is on new constructions, and this is a remodeling, which I don't understand.
Okay, so they won't inspect the pole?
No, they're not giving him they're not scheduling an inspection for the electrical post because they say the electrical
Does
post.
that mean it doesn't need an inspection, or they're just not gonna do it?
They're not giving it to him. I guess they're looking into.
Okay,
What
has
they're gonna
Tico put a temporary meter up with the pole?
No,
What's, other than the pole, is there any electrical lines to the pole?
is the whole pole set up and it's just Tico needs to come and put it, the electricity. Honest with you, I don't really know how that works, but all I know is that after the city go and inspect the electrical post and he give the approval letter, Tico can come and connect the
So
electricity.
Tico's telling you need to have the pole inspected before they'll come out and put the meter up, and
No, Tico, I mean, we've been doing it with the city because I know the city will have to inspect the pole before Tico comes. I guess they have to do some approval
yeah,
letter.
but what's the city telling you? That they won't,
Temperance not giving not scheduling an inspection to this electric post because electric posts are put it only on new construction, and this is a remodeling, even if it has two walls on it.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they telling you that it doesn't need an inspection, or that they won't inspect it?
The electrical guys say they're not scheduling an inspection because they said that electric posts, they're for new construction, that we have a remodeling permit that, I don't understand why. I don't know that.
So an electrical pole is only for new construction.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense, so.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
are they telling you that you can now go back to Tico and put the temporary meter up and?
They didn't say that to the electrical guy. They just told him like they're not scheduling. Yeah, I don't understand, and they're not giving him any information. They say I speak to Paul. Usually that's the one who pick up the phone. They say that the only one who that they can talk about the stuff is that with the electric.
A, they're telling you they can't talk to you because you're not the contractor.
Yes.
And B, they told your contractor that they don't do inspections because the pole is for new
Yeah, but they never
construction.
told him, no, you can just go ahead and talk to Tico directly. They just like, not giving him, they're not scheduling an inspection.
Who's your electrician? company?
I don't, I don't really.
You
His, his name is in the whole thing. My contractor is the one.
Okay.
I
Oh, my goodness.
I don't understand why electrical pole has to be only for new construction.
Well, I get that, but because typically you would only have,
Okay.
if it's a remodeling job, typically you already have electricity there,
Well, there is.
but you don't because your house is gone. I mean, you're rebuilding
Yeah,
it,
and
so.
then I mean I shut off the electricity years
So it should be
ago.
considered, that particular project should be considered new construction because you're basically building from the ground up.
A different permit, perhaps, not a remodeling one, but a new construction permit,
I don't know.
Mine is demolition remodeling permit altogether.
yeah.
But if the city is saying they're not inspecting it because it doesn't need inspection,
Yeah, but they never said that.
that's different than we won't inspect it because you got the wrong permit.
Right.
So it sounds to me that your electrician needs to come down to City Hall and sit down with whoever does the permitting and get it straightened
I
out.
tried to talk to Dallas today, but I couldn't get a hold of him.
I think that's the only way, and the question he needs to ask is that mean the city does not have to inspect it, and you can just go to Tico, get your meter?
But why they didn't say that? They could say that, they could just say.
Who knows? I don't know. I can't tell you, but
No, and I cannot say because
I know,
they're
but
not talking to
I
me.
think you need to coach your electrical guy a little bit, okay? So you're here to ask for another 30 days, right?
Yes, I have some pictures of.
We don't need to see those. I think we get the gist. We're going round and round, and I don't think it's your fault. Gentlemen,
I would like to hear from,
I don't know if Code Enforcement has any answers.
What we have here is not the,
Failure to communicate.
not the permit issue. She's retained all the permits. It's for construction not occurring on the site. The building has been in that condition over 90 days. There hasn't been any construction materials delivered, cinder blocks or anything to show that they are about to begin the work at the location. That's what the violation is for, the lack of conducting the work at,
Okay, so all the permits are in order.
all the permits are in order.
Okay.
There's nothing to indicate, not even the first nail is, Director Baroni's been driven into the wall to show progress on the building.
Do you
But the
have,
materials haven't been delivered.
Correct.
Is what you're saying.
do you have any insight as to what she's talking about? I mean, she's saying that she needs electricity to get started.
You don't need electricity to have materials
Delivered.
Can I
delivered
please
to
say
the,
something?
Yeah, you'll get your turn. We're not gonna ignore you. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
you don't need electricity to have materials delivered to show that you're fixing to do,
Get started, yeah.
start. That's the issue, is starting the
You
construction.
need anything that would show progress,
sir.
whatever that something
Wood
is.
or cinder
A
block.
delivery of trusses, cinder blocks,
2x4s.
bags of cement, whatever.
Everything has been delivered to the site to indicate there's gonna be progress on it.
but the contractor may not want to deliver stuff to the site until he knows the electricity's ready to go and he's gonna make progress, and that's what I would, if I was a contractor, I'd be like, wait a minute.
Hang on a second, go ahead.
Yes, I'm so sorry. If I can say, all the woods, we have to throw away all the woods that they were in the house and they were in a good condition because of the time that passed and all the raining and everything. So I don't want the same thing. I don't want the materials to go to waste. That's why we haven't ordered. I mean, I think there is no point just to show that we're gonna start, just to have all materials over there and get exposed to elements and stuff like that. I think, I don't have to have materials there to.
None of us have seen your site, okay? So what you're saying is, you're still in the demo phase, and you can't finish the demo to start new construction without electricity. Is that what you're saying?
Electricity, even like I say, even before starting everything, even to get rid of all the
If you're gonna
tiles.
show us those, you're gonna need to put them in the record. Okay.
Even for the get rid of the new tile, we need the shipping hammer, and that requires electricity. For the after that, they're gonna do the markings on the floor, and then because the house is gonna be extended, so it's gonna be to do the foundation. They need electricity, and also we're gonna reinforce some of the foundation that is in there, and for that you need electricity, no matter how. I just I can call Tigo as a homeowner, and they maybe can tell me. But like I say, as far
If
as
the pole
for
is
the
there,
city,
all you gotta do is get the meter put up.
I mean, I know the pole it has some circle box with a circle.
That doesn't mean it's active. Yeah, that's where the meter would go.
That's where the meter will go. But I don't understand why the city can it's a pole for either new
I don't
construction
know
or
if they're,
construction.
I don't know if they're telling you it doesn't need to be inspected or that
Like I
they
say,
won't
they didn't
inspect
speak
it.
to me. I don't know. I don't know the electricity. I don't know how well he speak English. I don't know what
You're doing fine. You're doing fine. We have a failure to communicate is what we have.
So let me ask you, if they're going to be pouring foundation, they wouldn't have bags of cement, they'd have a cement
They have a
truck.
truck.
Yeah, it's rock. Yeah.
Right.
But she's saying for the jumping jack, the screed or whatever, that they're using electric rather than gas hydraulics or
Oh,
something.
okay, right.
Now, theoretically, he could bring a generator out.
True.
Miss? Miss,
Yes, I'm so.
has your contractor thought about bringing out generators?
No, we haven't. No.
I mean, that would give you electricity.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We didn't thought about it. Yeah.
I mean, just until you get this straightened out.
Yes. But like I say, the last time I remember Dalla was here, and I said that whenever we get the electrical poles, it needs to be inspected, and he agreed that electrical poles.
But the issue is not the electric itself, it's the lack of progress on the site. So you need to figure out with your contractor how to start showing some progress. And if I'm the contractor, and I'm the homeowner, and the only thing holding me up is the lack of electricity, I wheel a couple of generators in, I got electricity.
I didn't thought about it, honest with you. I myself don't have any, but I'm sure he should have.
I mean, if that's the only issue holding him from getting started, that's just wheel some gas generators in, and bing, bang, boom, you're ready to rock and roll.
Yes, because like I say, so far and like and I don't really want to bring especially wood.
And if he's, if all he's doing is marking and, I mean, if for instance, if you saw orange paint on the ground to show where the new foundations are going, would that satisfy you as progress?
Sir, I can't answer that. I'm not a building official. To me, progress would
Okay,
be,
so it's in the building official's hands, yeah, okay,
to me, progress would be
Yeah, a star.
blocks delivered.
yeah,
You can show that, okay, we're in that phase.
yeah.
Before, can I have a question to our inspector?
Have a seat, ma'am, have a seat for a moment.
Oh.
Whoever the inspector is, which one of you guys?
Yes.
Lori?
Oh, okay, Lori. So, wouldn't you consider progress is demolition and they're in motion? Because it looks in the pictures from what I'm seeing, they're prepping the site.
I don't know when the picture was taken. I haven't not seen the trailer at the location. I'm not going to say that Dunia is not telling the truth. I'm sure that she is. I have not seen that. What I've seen is just some things that she's brought to the site as far as for the yard, decorations, certain little things like that. But as far as really changing how the structure looks, no, sir, I don't see a lot of change to the initial structure, which is the home. I know that she has, been working diligently with the contractors. I think some too is the reliance maybe on other individuals. Sometimes it doesn't happen on our timeline because we're depending on somebody else. And depending on what their schedules are and what those look like, sir, then it's pushing us to the back burner sometimes.
Some pictures are before and after, and it looks
Yes,
like
sir.
there is, a lot of cleanup, and there is a trailer that has all the demolition.
Dump trailer, yeah.
I don't know, that's
Yeah,
why,
so here's-
when was that taken?
When were the pictures taken of all?
Says July, they were printed on July 12th, so I don't know when they were taken.
When was it actual?
Today.
I'm not sure. My contractor sent it to me and then I printed out. I don't know when he sent all of them at the same time.
Okay, so in regards to the pole was up, it's just waiting to put the meter in.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, she's.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that's a progress. I don't know, having that pole up. And,
Okay, so the issue before us is the extension, whether or not to give her one. And then we can have discussions on,
I would like to make a motion.
go right ahead.
I would like to make a motion to extend for the property located at 5106 East 122nd Street, another 30 days till August 9th, 2023.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. So you have been given an extension till August 9th. My suggestion to you is to let your contractor know that your extension are running out, and that he needs to come up with an alternative solution until you get this electricity thing figured out. That's what he needs. I don't know why you would need electricity to excavate new foundations. I don't know why you would need electricity to, excavators get as diesel. So, but again, I think a couple of generators would cure that problem. Okay? So, certainly you're welcome, if you're still in violation on August 9th, then you're welcome to come back. But just like the lady that was here before us, I can't guarantee you that you're gonna get another extension, okay?
Again, David, also, we're seeing also the rain that we're going through almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, but there's still things you can do.
Yeah, you can do stuff, but, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously it's in your best interest to get things moving, so.
Like I was saying, I know.
Step up to the microphone.
Like I was saying, I want to have this house done. Believe it or not, every month we pay $2,545, and I have documentation for that house. While I also have to pay for rent wherever we're living. It's a waste of money.
It is.
I want this house to be done.
Sounds like you need to have a
Heart to heart.
But
heart to heart with your
at this
contractors.
time, like I say, I depend on people. I already have a change contractor. This one, I need to be a little bit patient. I would say, if I cannot get rid of this contractor, it's so I need to be a little bit patient. But the generator idea is great, and like I say, I don't believe I have to have materials on the side for people to see that I'm gonna do a construction. It's been
Well, that's
raining
what
a
they're
lot,
saying.
but I understand. It give you more,
Even if you brought out the rebar, who cares
Exactly.
if the rebar
Cinder
gets,
blocks.
or the cinder
Yeah,
blocks?
yeah.
Who cares if those get wet,
Exactly, yeah.
okay? Yeah, put a tarp over it, but, if rebar gets wet, who cares? It's gonna be in the ground. If the cinder block gets wet, it's actually good for the cinder block to get wet,
Is it?
so, yeah.
Just a question, how long does she have to finish the work after delivering cinder block?
Is
Starting,
starting it.
Starting, yes. There is no other issue afterwards.
no other issue that just starts.
Just go to the block and buy a few blocks.
Yeah, get something out there, talk to your contractor about a generator if that's what he needs. And I would also suggest your electrician call Tico and have him come out and bring the meter with him.
Yes,
But that's gonna be, now, keep in mind, typically, electric, even if it's a temporary meter at your location, the bill's gonna go to you.
yeah, of course.
Okay, so now you got 3 bills you're paying, you're not in your house. So, all right, so just keep that in mind when you start scheduling all this stuff, but,
Hey, whatever it takes is
Okay.
better than pay fine.
all right, good luck, and, if by chance you need to come back and see us next month, we'll see you next month.
Hopefully, you're gonna come to say hi, and then everything is fine.
Okay, that would be great.
Yes, that will
Okay,
be great.
good luck, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and you have a great afternoon.
You
everyone.
too. All right, now we're back to case number 2230979.
Case number 230979, City versus TAH 2017-1 Borrower LLC, for the property located at 9851 Morris Glen Way. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 10-3B, sanitation grass weeds. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by me on February 20th, 2023 for overgrown conditions. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of February 23rd, 2023. My reinspection on May 19th showed no change, so notice of violation was prepared on that date with a reinspection date of May 22nd. I emailed the notice to the property manager, and a copy was posted at the residence, and a copy was posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. Copies were mailed both certified and regular mail to the address of the owner of record. My reinspection on June 22nd still showed no change, so notice of hearing was prepared on that date, and the case was scheduled for the July Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by myself on May 19th and June 22nd, 2023. The photos do not accurately portray the overgrown conditions on the site. However, the site is in compliance. I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance, and I'm seeking a finding.
We will accept all of that, thank you. Any questions for the code officer?
That's a nice quick one.
Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Yes.
All right, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Are you gonna do it, or you want me to? I was.
No, he said you do it.
Okay, all right.
I speak rod.
I got one of us does at least.
That's right.
Okay. In case number 23-0979, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist at the property located at 9851 Morris Glen Way. Code section 10-3 subsection B. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Officer Doug Allen, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and a notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that no fine be imposed because the violation was brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
Okay, next case is case number 23-1696, City versus Mission Street Homes LLC for the property located at 7815 Bollara Drive. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 12-921, parking residential property, and Section 8-10213C, roof maintained in good condition. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by a resident complaint on March 31st, 2023 for a damaged rain gutter and a damaged driveway. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of 4/15/2023. My reinspection on April 17th showed no change, so I prepared a notice of violation on that date with a reinspection date of May 8th. I emailed the notice to the property manager and posted a copy at the residence, and a copy was posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed both certified and regular mail to the address of the owner of record. The property manager did contact me and requested an extension until June 15th, 2023, which I did grant. My reinspection on June 23rd showed no change, so a notice of hearing was prepared on that date, and the case was scheduled for the July Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by myself on April 17th and June 23rd. The site is in partial compliance as the gutter has been repaired, which is 8-10213C, and I'm submitting an affidavit of compliance for that violation, but the damaged driveway is not in compliance, and I'm seeking a ruling for that.
Okay, thank you, we'll accept those. Any questions for the code officer?
So we had two violations and.
Hold on, you don't have the floor.
So the damage to the driveway, the cracks that are in
Right,
that one
it's
picture?
spidered pretty heavily.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
Let me understand this violation. Is the damaged driveway,
But that's the one violation that's not in compliance, yes, sir.
that's still not in compliance?
Correct.
The one that brought into
The gutter,
is the gutter?
downspout, yeah.
There was a downspout that was needed to be reattached.
Okay. Do you think the driveway needs a permit to to be replaced.
Oh, yeah, of course it does.
If they're gonna take the driveway out, you're gonna need a permit to restore it.
You need the other question?
Yeah, have you heard from the homeowners at all?
It's the
Or the owners of the
Right,
property?
property is
manager.
titled to
Property
a
owners.
company in San Francisco. Person living there saying that they have a lease to own situation. But since it is still titled to the people in San Francisco, they're ultimately responsible for it. I haven't heard back from them since they asked for the extension.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay, in case number 23-1696, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exists on the property located at 7815 Polara Drive, with the violations of Section 12-921 and Section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Officer, Doug Allen, along with any other evidence, including photos and affidavit and other, and the notice of violation of all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine for the violation of Code Section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C, because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing. I further move that the remaining violations be corrected on or before August 9th, 2023. If the respondent does not comply with this order, on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continue past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
Case 23-1740, City vs. Renee Cristobal Costello Toledo for the property located at 5302 Rainbow Drive. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 12-921, parking residential property. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Jose Silva. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members, Jose Silva, Code Compliance Officer. Case originated on April 4, 2023. During my inspection at the time, I noted a vehicle parked on the front yard grass of the residence. I met with the homeowner who was outside and requested for the vehicle to be moved. My inspection on April 11, 2023 noted the vehicle still parked on the yard grass of the residence. This time I completed a notice of violation with a compliance date of April 14, 2023. Since the property was posted with no trespassing sign, I posted a notice at the curb of the residence as well as City Hall. Mail copies both certified and regular mail to the address of the registered owner. During my inspection on April 24, 2023, I found no vehicle parked on the yard grass. At this time, the case was closed and brought in compliance. On May 1st, 2023, I observed the vehicle parked on the yard grass of the residence. Since within 45 days and the violation reoccurred, I set it for the July MCEB. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence of the violation. Notice posted at the curb. Exhibit number 2, vehicle parked on the side yard grass on May 1st. Exhibit number 3, vehicle parked on the yard grass June 15th. Also, the property is in compliance. I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance.
Accept all of that, thank you. Any questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
In case number 23-1740, I move that the city has proven, I'm doing well, by a greater weight of the evidence, the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace did exist: the property of 5302 Rainbow Drive, Section 12-921. The motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Officer, Jose Silva, along with any evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
Pick your, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mr. Snelling was your second.
Case 23-2060, City vs. Ron Mogerman TT Holdings LLC for the property located at 12909 North 56th Street. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 12-1047 landscape maintenance maintained in good condition, Section 12-1049 landscape perimeter, Section 12-1043 plant material and design, and Section 8-1661B minimum standards exterior walls. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on April the 21st, 2023. My inspection revealed a non-functional irrigation system, damaged or dead plant material, the front hedge buffer is higher than 3 feet, little or no mulch on the site, and wall stains on the structure. At that time, I left the door hanger with a reinspection date of the 28th of April, 2023. My reinspection on May the 25th, 2023 revealed no change. Therefore, notice of violation was prepared with a compliance date of the 12th of June, 2023. Affidavit of service was obtained by hand delivery to the store manager, Crystal Cater. Also, Mr. Chairman, on June 27th, 2023, while the district store manager, Carl Crawford, was on site, I spoke with him and walked him around the property to discuss the violations, and I also suggested remedies to bring the property into compliance. On Monday, July 10th, 2023, I was contacted by a gentleman named Rich with Landscapes, who stated his landscapers would be on site 2 days working towards rectifying the violations on the site. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violations that were taken by me on May 25th, 2023.
Accept those, thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows a non-functional irrigation system. Exhibit number 2 shows the damaged plant material, the north side of the structure. Exhibit 3 shows lack of regular maintenance of the rear landscaped areas on the site. Exhibit number 4 shows the front hedge buffer higher than 3 feet. Exhibit number 5 shows the site with little or no mulch. Exhibit number 6 shows exterior wall on the south side of the site stained with mildew. Exhibit 7 shows exterior wall stains south side of the property. Exhibit number 8 shows north side wall stains. Exhibit number 9 shows front wall staining, which photo, Mr. Chairman and board members, does not accurately represent the amount of wall staining that is present on the front side. As of today's date, one of the 4 violations, Section 12-1049, landscape perimeter, is in compliance, and I would like to submit an affidavit of compliance. However, Sections 12-1047, landscape maintenance, Section 12-1043, plant material and design, and Section 8-166, subsection 1, subsection B, minimum standards, exterior walls, remain out of compliance, and I am seeking a ruling.
Good thing we're using digital cameras.
May I submit the affidavit, sir,
Absolutely.
for the
We'll
one
accept that. Thank you.
violation? Thank you, sir.
Sure.
I'd also like to point out that this violator, do you have the quarterly liens report in front of you?
Yes, we do.
You will see that there are 3 other violations on that report from this same property owner, 20-5509,
Hang on.
which is,
Okay, I see that.
fine, and that's, yeah, on the first page, and then,
Ron Mogerman TT Holdings, right?
Yep. and then 22-0203, that fine is still accruing. And 22-5294, that's a fine that is still accruing too. One of those, I don't remember which, deals with the sprinkler system, I believe, on that property.
Is this the same property or just the same owner?
Should be the same
Same
properties on
property.
that, it's all the Family Dollar.
Oh, yeah, North 56th Street, yeah, 12909.
Those you mentioned, Ernie, those are different violations than Lori already cited.
Absolutely, yeah, they're different violations, but they are previous violations on the property. And
Has
if you
not been
recall,
brought
your
to-
factors when you're determining the amount of the fine, one of those is previous violations by the property owner.
Wow.
One goes back to January of '21. Another one goes back to, well, one's ongoing,
Been brought in
June of 2022.
previous.
The June of 2022 is still ongoing.
2 of the 3 are still accruing.
Yeah, okay. So this would be number 4, right? Okay, thank you, Randy. Any questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I will do that. In case number, case number 23-2060, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exists on the property located at 12909 North 56th Street, with the applicable code section violations, section 12-1047, section 12-1049, section 12-1043, and section 8-166, subsection 1, subsection B. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Officer Lori Smith, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no imposed violation for the violation code for section 12-1049, because the violation were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing. I further move that the remaining violations be corrected on before August 9, 2023. If the respondent does not comply with the order on or before the day they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continue past the date for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, any previous violation committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $250 per day.
How much?
$250 per day.
Okay. We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, any further discussion?
Yeah, I think that's way too much.
Well, I considered the previous violations committed by the violator. I had that weighed in
The challenge is they're not paying it
to,
now.
to get them, to get their attention.
Get that.
I mean, I understand the theory, I was expecting something in the 100, 150 range myself, but we have a motion.
Well, we've got one of the violations is at $25 a day, 2 of them are at 25 and one's at 100.
Yeah, I personally like to reserve the big hitters, the $250 a day, which that's the maximum, right, that we can
Yes.
assess.
Yep.
For like health and safety violations, I really think that's more appropriate for this type. This is not a health.
I
and
have
safety.
weighted the, I did that because I previous violations and has not been brought into compliance.
And he hasn't paid, there's one other violation, as Gina mentioned, that is $100 per day, he hasn't paid that one yet either, but hasn't paid any of them, so.
I mean,
that's the fire suppression from the fire department.
Right, yeah, thank you. Yeah. But bottom line is, no matter what you find this guy, apparently he's not gonna pay, he's not gonna pay it. so.
I think I took it to the maximum, so, you know, and we.
Okay, well, we have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Next case.
Case 23-2101, City versus U.S. Bank National Association trustee for the property located at 115 Glenridge Avenue. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of section.
Somebody doesn't have their mic on.
That's me. I'll start over. Case 23-2101, City versus U.S. Bank National Association trustee for the property located at 115 Glenridge Avenue. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of section 8-10213B. Exterior walls maintained in good condition. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening once again, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by me on April 24th, 2023 for stained exterior walls. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of May 5th, 2023. My reinspection on May 19th showed no change, so I prepared a notice of violation on that date with a reinspection date of May 31st. I posted the notice at the site as well as at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the address of the owner of record. My reinspection on June 22nd showed no change, so I prepared a notice of hearing on that date, and the case was scheduled for the July Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by myself on May 20th and June 22nd, 2023.
Accept those, thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows the notice of violation posting. Exhibit number 2 shows a stained wall. Exhibit number 3 shows a stained wall, and the site is not in compliance, and I'm seeking a ruling.
Any questions for the code officer?
Have you heard from?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
The site's vacant, and I'm not sure if it's in the process of possibly being foreclosed on or not, but it's been vacant for quite a while.
Okay. And there's no safety hazard or anything with the,
Doesn't appear to be.
okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
All right, I'll do this one.
Thank you.
All right, in case number 23-2101, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exists on the property located at 115 Glenridge Avenue. Code Section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection B. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Officer Doug Allen, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violations be corrected on or before August 9th, 2023. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continues past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
Last case.
Okay. Case 23-2709, City versus PPG DT Temple Terrace LLC for the property located at 8942 Bertha Palmer Boulevard. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 10-4B7, nuisance, maintained in good condition, and Section 10-34, sanitation, keep premises clean. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Jose Silva. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman, board members, Jose Silva, Co-Compliance Officer. This case originated May 25, 2023, after receiving several complaints of the unsanitary condition of the water fountain in the redevelopment area. My inspection at the time noted the water of the fountain to be green and unsanitary, with trash debris floating in the water. This time I completed a notice of violation with a compliance dated June 15, 2023. Posted notice at the property as well as City Hall. Also mailed copies, both certified, regular mail, to the address of the registered owner. My inspection on June 15, 2023 noted no change. This time I'd like to submit photographic evidence of the notice posted at the property and photographs of the fountain with the unsanitary water and trash.
Accept those, thank you. This is that new fountain right on the corner, right?
Now, today's date is still out of compliance.
Didn't we have another violation of, not for that, but for trash and other things a while back?
That was about, in May, we brought another case against them.
All right,
And that's still, but that was corrected though.
The May case is still active.
Oh,
Go right off, was it? Actually, again, if you look at your quarterly liens list, it should be the second from last.
Second from the last?
Bertha Palmer.
I think
Oh, yeah, you're right, 231265.
this is bad water.
This is in the fountain.
Yeah, so is it posing a threat to the public health safety?
It's mosquitoes. I go by once a month and throw dunks in it. So
You do?
you throw,
I throw
You're
dunks.
throwing dunks in it?
Throw dunks in it. We have dunks.
That
So I go
dunks
once a
are,
month and throw dunks into it.
Little round things that you throw in there that kill the mosquito larvae.
oh, didn't know that.
Throw it in standing water.
Learned
You
something
put,
new.
if you have like a rain barrel in your backyard, throw one in there, it keeps the mosquitoes away.
Wait for him to.
Sir,
the fountain is not operating?
not operating.
I think it used to be operating.
It was operating when he,
Originally,
when he got his CO, it was operating.
Again, just want to point out that, as you've already seen, this is, again, there's previous violations by the violator, and we do have a, these violations are posing a threat to the public health
Yeah,
safety.
I mean, that's right by a bus stop, and
Yeah,
there's a bus stop right around the corner. If
Yes, sir.
small kids decide to go play when it's hot out and
go fishing.
I have a question. Did anybody contact you?
We have not had any contact with the owner. Director Baroni originally on the first case was contacted by the owner, but since then, we haven't had no further contact with him.
So, quick question. I noticed the notice of violation was there. How do you, I mean, how do we know that they received it?
because when he first came here, he stated that they mailed it
Oh,
certified
okay,
mail.
never mind. Okay.
First class certified.
Never mind.
The owners are local here in town?
Over and across the bay.
Oh, okay,
I think Palm Harbor, Safety Harbor.
okay, so,
I believe you could call the posting on that bench called a bench warrant.
okay.
I think there's actually some local investment in that particular LLC as well.
So we still have a lot of violations of the downtown Temple Terrace.
He has
Yep.
previous violations there
Yeah.
from the previous case that was presented.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll try this one.
Thank you.
All right, in case number 23-2709, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 8942 Bertha Palmer Boulevard, Code Sections 10-4, subsection B, subsection 7, and 10-34. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Officer Jose Silva, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violations be corrected on or before August 9th, 2023. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violations continue past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors: the gravity of the violations, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violations, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $100 per day.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. That completes our new business. On the unfinished.
So we're gonna go to the second one under unfinished, case 226253, City vs. Laurelon Village of Meadowood for the property located at 8700 Meadowood Boulevard. The deadline for compliance was June 14th, 2023, although an affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Silver for sections 8-10213H and 8-10213B on May 10th and June 14th of 2023. An affidavit of non-compliance was submitted by Officer Silva for the remaining section 8-10213C dated June 15th, 2023. Case 230339, City versus Shanahan Properties LLC for the property located at 12601 North 56th Street. The deadline for compliance was June 14th, 2023. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Code Director Baroni for sections 12-1043, 12-1047, and 12-1048 dated May 30th, 2023. Case number 230947, City versus Nifon Sukon and Afron Warnews for the property located at 5216 Temple Heights Road. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. Case 231884, City versus Lambro Tampa LLC for the property located at 5450 East Bush Boulevard. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Code Officer Allen for section 12-1047 dated June 10th, 2023. Case number 232234, City versus Home SFR borrower for the property located at 605 West River Drive. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. Case 232365, City versus Gene Tickner for the property located at 6005 Swain Avenue. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. Case 232392, City versus Jewish Enrichment Center Incorporated for the property located at 13105 North 52nd Street. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight.
Very good. Other board action.
Yeah, what was that?
Chair, this was a case 22-6664, City versus Elay Homes LLC at 108 Mission Hills Avenue. This case came before you back in February. Recently, we just learned that this was for a fence violation. A fence in the side yard was in disrepair. It came to our attention just recently that that fence did not belong to 108 Mission Hills Avenue. It was for the adjacent property.
Okay,
Therefore, we are asking the board to set aside that order, and then we will go ahead and release that lien off of that property.
okay, so is there a violation out there as we speak?
Is the violation, Mr. Doug Allen can.
There is a current violation, but not for this site, for the site adjacent to it. What had happened? 106.
For the same fence?
For the same fence. What had happened is they had two privacy fences abutting each other.
Oh, okay,
We could see one falling down, making an assumption, and we saw it on a permit that the company, the house at this address had pulled a permit for that particular area for a privacy fence. So,
what happened to the fence they pulled the permit for?
it's still standing, barely, but it's still standing, but the neighbor at the other side also
Okay,
has.
I'm confused. So the fence,
Fences were right next.
I understand, but you're saying 106 had two privacy fences? Oh,
106 had a privacy fence and 108.
oh, they both had their own privacy fence?
Right.
The one at 108 is okay? And the one at 106 is the one that's falling down?
Correct.
Gotcha.
We haven't,
So has the one at 106, is that gonna be coming before us?
Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll get it resolved. It
Okay.
isn't currently in compliance, but hopefully they will,
Okay, but
It's in the process.
okay, it's in the process, okay. So by setting aside this tonight, we're not setting aside any violations? It's,
Only on, we're
108.
setting aside the violation that was found on 108.
right,
There was no.
there was no violation, okay.
So that's what we're asking.
All right.
That case number, that case be set aside, that order be
You
set.
set aside, so that's the motion that we're looking for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is to set aside case number 22-6664.
Actually, if we can make sure it's very clear, set aside the order that was entered in that.
Gotcha, okay. Anybody want to take a crack at that?
Okay, I'll try it. Or you want to try it? Go ahead. Jim.
I'll take a crack at it. Why not? I have no idea what
Set aside.
where am I? In case number 226664, I move that we vacate,
No, you set aside.
I'm sorry, set aside the order of, that was previously entered back in February of 2023. Violation is 12-861 subsection E subsection 6.
Is that good enough?
I think that, yeah, it's letting us know you're setting aside that order.
Or the address of the property is.
The only thing I would suggest is to make it clear that it was for an alleged violation, because it's been found to be in error. If you would make that correction and just make a note that it's an alleged violation.
Okay. Me or in the notes?
Just do it now.
Okay. I'll just start over again.
Okay.
In case number 226664, I move that this, I don't know what I moved.
That the order for
I
the
move that
alleged violation.
Order for the alleged violation, section 12-861 subsection E subsection 6, at the property located at 108 Mission Hills Avenue, be
Set aside.
set aside.
Very good. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Bill made a second again. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays, motion carries. Okay, in front of you, you have an 11/17 lien report. This is the new process that rather than having her every quarter read through all the outstanding liens, you're now gonna get a copy every quarter with the outstanding liens. The gray is nothing more than a case delineator, so that you're not looking at a lot of white space. The orange ones are active, that means that fines are continuing to accrue. The case numbers with a star to the left, an asterisk to the left, are cases where the property is homesteaded. Okay? But just a cursory review of that, we do have, like for instance, case number 21-0256 for K and W property. There's a $130,000 outstanding fine.
That was a tree case.
Yeah,
And that's a, that was found by y'all to be irreparable, irreversible,
right.
and there has been a foreclosure filed on it.
Oh, it has, okay. Don't go anywhere, since you seem to know so much. There's another one, 14-5858, 13203 Sanctuary Cove Drive, Melissa and Mike Gazzola, it's $116,000, rental housing case.
Okay, yeah, I'm not
Okay.
familiar
So
with that.
I think what I would like to do, and I'm not trying to make more work for you though, is, like, and there's another one here for 091480-708 East River Drive, $61,000, dating back to 2010. Can we look at anything that's over $55,000 and see if there's any other remedies we have available to us, either doing asset searches or whatever, foreclosing? And these are all non-homesteaded ones I brought to your attention, that we can maybe make an attempt to. There's another one, 090441, $79,000,
Also,
dating back to 2009.
I don't have mine with me, but one of the top ones, York. Yes, the very first orange colored one, or whatever color that is.
Yeah, York, yeah.
Yeah, that, just realize also we have taken that case to criminal court.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So, don't expect you to know all of them now, but maybe next meeting for some of these bigger ones that are not homesteaded, if maybe we have some other options that we can use to clean them off the books.
I mean, it's-
Yes, we can look into that.
Go ahead, Bill.
Just curious, what does a partial lien release mean? What is that? I'm not familiar with that term.
What would have,
It says partial lien release
Partial
on
lien
property.
release.
Yeah, for the one at $63,375, at Rolling View Drive. It says partial lien was released on property on 7/7/2018.
Yes, usually what a partial release will mean is that for whatever reason, it may have gone into foreclosure or something along those lines. Not that particular property has been released, but another property where this lien was cross-encumbering.
Okay,
For, and again, I'd have to go in and see why. Normally, we would not give even a partial release if there's active violations.
so anyway, anything over, 55, 60,000, I think is worth investigating.
Also, Jen and I plan to start, for the more recent ones that are out there, send out demand letters.
Oh, that's a good start, I like that.
Is there a way to, that's what I'm looking for, to negotiate with them and at least get something? I don't know if that's done, but some of these larger ones that have come into compliance,
My wife could use it.
are these are still outstanding, all of them?
Well, if they have brought them into compliance, they can make a lien reduction
Yeah.
request.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
that's
for the
what we
ones that are not orange, like for instance,
right,
the one that's 118,250, that is a homesteaded property. But the reason why it hasn't grown anymore is because the property was brought into compliance. But there's still a $118,000 lien out there.
so,
They have to, it's incumbent upon, if the respondent wants a lien reduction, they have to start the process. We don't go out to them
okay.
and seek, lien reduction cases. That's up to the
Get off the
respondent.
books,
Yeah,
okay.
especially with the homestead. We're not gonna go knock on the door and say, hey, yeah, that's not what we do.
Okay.
So anyway, again, if it's not homesteaded and it's over $55,000, $60,000, it'd be nice to see what other options might be available to us.
Will do.
And if you guys review this in your spare time and you have other questions, we can bring it up again at the next meeting. And, but this is the format you're gonna see the outstanding liens in from now on a quarterly basis. New business, we were supposed to have, elections for the vice chair tonight. I would like to table that till next meeting when we have a full board.
agree.
If that's okay with everybody. Do we need a motion for that or anything?
No, because it really isn't on this agenda,
Okay.
but I think that Jen knows that
Yeah.
for new business next
Yep.
Yeah.
month, we'll put
Okay.
put the elections on
I mean, I guess we could, nominate somebody that's not here, but.
there. That'll learn them.
So anyway, but in the interim, if someone does have an interest in being vice chair, you can certainly let me know ahead of time, because the way the process works is somebody nominates themselves, you nominate somebody, and if those two things fail, I'll nominate somebody.
Just,
Go ahead, Ernie.
you'd have to let the chair know during the
Yeah, during the meeting, yeah. But that's the way it's gonna work. You nominate yourself, someone nominates you. If that fails, if nobody has anything to say, then I will nominate somebody. All right? If there's no other new business, is there any other new business? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? No nays, motion carries, we are adjourned, thank you.